This ending is going to create more abundance for you. She has no attention at what's fallen away from. There's actually deceit. Something in regards to ideas, choices that you have to consider. Haven't yet mastered the crown chakra. In regards to ideas, swords are connected to ideas, communication, words. And I feel you haven't yet mastered the swords. That's why we have the Page of Swords with the Two of Swords. But there's this cultivation of ideas, of creativity through ideas, of information. You're at a time where you're waiting on your ships to come in. And Three of Wands in this deck is giving me like a beggar. You're essentially like literally on your knees. You're like on your last straw of blessing. You're a beggar, and you're a beggar to the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands has a very fire energy, obviously. She's the queen of the wands, of the fire, of the power. Wands is also in connection to what lights us up, what excites us, that ignition in our soul. There's a sense of disparity in regards to like, you're waiting on something to come in. And Three of Wands in the original deck is essentially you've already made the choice from the Two of Wands to the Three of Wands. So now you're just waiting for your ships to come in. You're waiting for your manifestation to come in. So I'm getting with the Three of Wands like you're begging, or even like you're bowing. You're bowing to the sun. You're bowing to the queen. You're bowing to the queen that's burning you alive. So there could be a sense of like lies, or you're putting yourself lower than something else that essentially is cultivating a breakdown, a falling away. So like the Empire is like, are you manifesting a breakdown of someone or something? Like what's being manifested is a complete breakdown of a ruling, because we see the Queen of Wands next to the Tower. So this tells me that there's going to be an idea. So I guess that's why the Page of Swords with the Two of Swords wanting to come out so bad, is because with the Tower and Ace of Cups, this is going to be, I would watch out that with the Ace of Cups, an emotional offering, that there's actually deceit in regards to offering you something that actually like breaks down the foundation you have created. So I would be cautious on accepting emotional opportunities or connections with other people, which are like essentially it's like drinking. For some reason with the Queen of Wands, the Tower, and the Ace of Cups, I'm getting that like someone's like poisoning you, and they're in the illusion of this offering of a cup, an emotional offering, but it's going to come to like a complete breakdown of your foundation. So you really have to watch out for what are the intentions of certain people coming in, because you gotta look at the cracks in your foundations. Like you can build up your empire to be the highest empire, to be the highest tower that oversees all the other suits in regards to like water, Queen of Cups, but if your foundation isn't strong enough, your tower is going to fall away. This gives me like when preschoolers or children, they build up their blocks so high and they're trying to build up a tower so high, but they're not thinking about the actual foundation, so it falls away. So I would look at your manifestation, the Three of Wands. Is your manifestation strong enough to withhold? You have to like create a foundation that's going to withhold new ideas. In regards to the Page of Swords, Two of Swords, because I'm getting like there's going to be an enlightening moment, and you're going to realize the system was built wrong, and you're going to have to start all over again. With this combination of the Queen of Wands with the Tower and the Ace of Cups, I'm getting like someone's like trying to poison the Queen to break down what you've built. So the Queen of Wands in this deck, it's giving this like you're running through, like, because she's holding a sunflower, essentially. She's holding a flower, and it looks like she's running through a prairie or a field, like la 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 la, like you're not thinking. She has her backside to the tower, so it's not like, don't be so much in what gives you joy, what gives you excitement, what gives you passion, what ignites you, that you're not looking at the entirety of the foundation. Like, look at how every little act that you do actually builds up your foundation. Look at how they interconnect. Like when we're building an empire as the Queen of Wands, you have to consider like, how are all the pieces connected? How are we building a strong foundation? So you have to look at how the foundation actually supports everything else. But I'm definitely getting that there's going to be an Ace of Cups. There's going to be an emotional offering that's actually going to, things will fall away. People will fall away. So yeah, I would look at the parties that are like your advisors. Advisors in regards to the Queen of Wands. Like, I would look at who is around you. The Three of Cups gives me like there's other parties associated. So like there's judgment. There's going to be, really pay attention of who's coming back into your life, because there can be like wishy-washy. I'm getting with the Three of Cups. This is just essentially giving, I don't know, maybe with the Three of Wands, you're trying to manifest like a gathering, or you're trying to manifest a social connection to someone or something. So the Chariot always reminds us to be steadfast and focused on what we decide. Once we have made the decision and we're waiting on our opportunities to come. And also the Three of Wands is about things coming overseas. So it's about being open-minded of how things come into your life once you've made the decision of what your intention of what you want to bring in. And that is the Chariot, is staying focused on your goal, so then the two horses are going the same place and they're not being diverted to completely different places. Because if one horse is going that way, one horse is going that way, then you're going nowhere at all. There's no movement. Yeah, I would pay attention to your inner circle, like social gatherings, because I'm getting like emotional fulfillment is actually going to be what completely like is going to be the Tower moment. So that emotional offering is actually going to be the Tower moment. And I feel like the Queen of Wands, might be you, and you're avoiding the Tower moment because you see the Queen of Wands is looking away from the Tower. This is a complete breakdown of the foundation. Like, you're not paying attention to who's falling away, of where the cracks are, and you're kind of just like carrying on and focusing on what you're trying to bring forward, which is good, because you're staying focused on in regards to the Chariot and creating that movement, but you're not paying attention to cultivating. And so I keep getting brought back to like someone's like poisoning. I would just pay attention to make sure you know what the ingredients are in regards to your relationships, connections, because cups are about the relationships, connections, emotional offerings, emotional connections, what we are fulfilled by emotionally. So maybe you built up something that you're not aligned with anymore, and you're waiting for something, a ship to come in that can provide growth for you overseas. But really, if you're doing that, you need to cater to what's being broken down and now, instead of looking overseas for success. Like, it doesn't make sense to have a business wherein it's not blossoming where you are now, but still trying to push it to other countries where you will gain money or abundance. Like, that makes no sense. Also, the Three of Cups is about, it's finally Three of Cups, it's about harvesting what it's coming together. And the Three of Cups is actually a celebration between parties, celebrating the communion and gayness, essentially, because like the Queen of Wands in this state of like holding the flower, and how her body looks, it just gives me the state of kind of a child, oblivious and only paying attention to the joy and excitement. And I don't know why, but the Queen of Wands is giving me more of like a Page of Wands. Queen of Wands is known as the witch in tarot because she's associated with the black cat. she's associated with the Knight. So it is about intuition. So listen to your intuition of maybe what you need to walk away from, and maybe you're then walking away from what you're built in your current country or current place in order to find more growth, to expand yourself in another place. It might be like an environment where you need to be in another environment to cultivate growth. Like there's many businesses where they bankrupt in certain, and then they try to do it all over again. But it's learned from your tower moments. It's like, why didn't your business flourish in the first place, and what can you do differently? So I'm seeing like, oh, it's not working in now, or it's not working currently. I'm getting like, maybe you're getting assistance in regard waiting out someone else to come in from overseas to provide you assistance. But I would still watch out, because that Ace of Cups, that emotional connection, that emotional offering could actually be the complete debilitation of your situation. Like it could even be further down the drain. What is this Tower? Yeah, the Tower is the Knight of Cups. So yeah, I mean, that confirms that we have the Ace of Cups coming right after the Tower, and the fact that the Knight of Cups is clarifying the Tower. That shows like there is going to be an emotional offering that's going to completely debilitate whatever you have built. So I would listen to your intuition. I would listen to your inner guidance. That's like the moon energy, your hunches, your gut feeling. Because someone's not being honest on how they're providing help for you. They might say, might be an emotional offering, but there's something else that they're wanting from you. They could be wanting your business, or they could be wanting your kingdom in some sense, for you to provide for them emotionally. This is a Knight of Cups, and you're the Queen of Wands. You have to consider that. If this was a King of Cups, that would be completely different. So you really have to, with the Ace of Cups, you have to take a pause. Don't act on the moment just because you get an emotional offering, and really take a moment. And I guess that's why in the beginning we got the Two of Swords, because you really are going to have to make a choice. And I feel there's going to be an enlightening moment that completely disrupts your life. I would pay attention to this Knight of Cups, because I feel that this offering, once accepted, is actually going to debilitate everything that you have built. It's either you guys are going to come together to make a new kingdom, and you're going to completely have to break down what you have built alone for yourself in order to create something new together. But I'm getting like, it just doesn't make sense for a Queen of Wands to accept an offer from a Knight of Cups. It doesn't make sense. I'm getting like there's going to be like a third party, and this is going to be something that happens really, really fast. But I'm getting like this is going to be a celebration. So be clear-headed, because the Three of Cups is also about alcoholism. It's about someone wanting to get you like in a state of lack of clarity, where you're like too happy and you're unable to make a decision, a clear-headed decision, and they take advantage of you. Not saying that in the sense of like anything bad, but in the sense of like a business partnership where you make an emotional partnership where you say yes to something when you're intoxicated, but then in the morning when you're clear-headed, you regret it, because in that moment you were just having fun and celebrating, but now you're like waking up. Really be clear-headed and intentional with the where you socialize, with who you socialize with. And it's really taking a moment to pause on decisions. Temperance with the Ace of Cups tells me that really take a pause on accepting any emotional offering. I'm trying to clarify Temperance to get further, and I'm getting Two of Wands. So again, this is a choice of your wands, and we're getting back to the Three of Wands, because Two of Wands comes before the Three of Wands. So this is a choice that comes even prior to this reading. Like this is in the past. So something you've made, a choice that you've made in the past is now affecting this energy, this Tower, this Ace of Cups, this Knight of Cups, providing the Ace of Cups, but it comes through as complete debilitation. And it might be that through this debilitation of your foundations that someone, Knight of Cups, comes through to provide you that emotional foundation to build up again. Or Two of Wands is making a choice on which wand. Three of Wands is you've already made that choice. Now you're just waiting for it to come through. You're waiting for it to manifest physically. And to finish this, we got the Death. So, and you see that in this deck, the Death is holding a wheat. Not holding a wheat, he's holding wheat. So this is a reminder to us that our actual ending of something is actual cultivation of abundance to something else. So maybe this is a signal for you to end things, for you to have put your back to things that aren't working for, and it's actually better to just focus on what's coming in. Still watch out for this Knight of Cups. What is this Knight of Cups? Knight of Cups is the Nine of Wands. It's the World, and it's the Magician. So yeah, I am getting like a sense of trickery, but this is someone that's, they've done their work in regards to the Nine of Wands, because oftentimes the Nine of Wands is like a soldier that's won their battles, and this is like someone that's like completing something. They're completing a cycle. I would watch out because the Magician, the shadow, is about illusions, about trickery. They're using all their tools. There's something in the background where they're not telling you their full intentions, and getting like magic. This is someone that's like trying to complete something, like trying to complete a cycle. They feel that they're wounded, like they're wounded and they're coming back, because we did get judgment in the beginning, so they're coming back to like end something or begin something, and there's some sense of like something underneath that's occurring. So the fact that the Queen of Wands is associated as the Witch might not be far behind in regards to black magic, person using other ways of seducing you. This might be someone that you've wounded in the past, that you've walked away from, and you're focusing on what's coming in. This, because the Knight of Cups is associated with the Tower, this is something that someone that has fallen away from you, and now they're trying to tools, what seductions can they use in order to bring you back, in order to create that emotional fulfillment back, so you look back at them. Because you see the Queen of Wands has her back to the Ace of Cups, to the Tower. She has no attention at what's fallen away from her, at her kingdom that's fallen away. She doesn't give a shit. She's looking to her future. She's looking at what's coming in, because what's coming in is going to be that Chariot, is going to be that cultivation and like ending beginnings. And we also got Death and the World in the same. So this is about ending beginnings. Understand that what's ending is going to create more abundance for you.